was born in the early 2000s, in a big and mystical country located far away in the southeastern part of Asia. Yep, you're right. I was born and grew up in Indonesia, baby.
No England, no USA!
Hancurkan kekuasaan Amerika! Hancurkan kekuasaan Inggris!
I think during the early stage of our life, as a human, no matter when and where we are born, we will most likely share the same experience. We just do not have any recollection of our early stage of life until one day we just kinda spawn into existence and gain consciousness. Oh shit, I'm alive? Who am I? What is my purpose? Should I become a doctor or an engineer? The problem is, it's very hard to remember some of the stuff that happened around the time we gain our consciousness. If you do remember something from your childhood to the point that you became an adult, then it's safe to assume that certain events will probably be meaningful for you. For example, I remember one time as a kid when I played in a public park across from my house. I saw a random grandpa peeing on the side of the street with his wiener hanging from his boxers and his empty stare directed at me. I remember one time when I was a kid, I went to visit my grandparents' house where my dad used to grow up, and I found an old and dusty comic book with characters either having goofy ass hair or bald, and with poorly translated names. Then I asked my dad, "Dad, what the f is this?" He then looked at me with tears in his eyes and said, "Son, let me introduce you to a world full of magic." It was one of the first Indonesian versions of Dragon Ball manga. I mean, look at this. Lockpin, Wukong, Aizu, Colin, and Putri, which doesn't have any correlation with Bulma whatsoever. But what my dad said was right. It truly was and is a world full of magic, and I will proceed with my life admiring that same magic. After that fateful incident, I will then spend the rest of my childhood like any other kid will do, doing Kamehameha, going Super Saiyan while taking a shit, and sleeping peacefully without any worry for the day to come. Even my dad was very hype about it, to the point that he bought me all of the available Dragon Ball volumes, and I would read and read and reread all 42 volumes. Little did I know, because of my obsession with Dragon Ball, the little me would then start to branch out to other series as well. I guess like some most people do. I will then save my pocket money for a whole week to buy 3 volumes of manga, which only cost around 17,000 rupiah per volume back then. I would read Doraemon, Naruto, One Piece, or whatever manga that my big sister had. I was in love with the medium. I didn't expect reading could be this fun, but then I was craving for more. I want colors, I want movement, I want sound effects, I want soundtracks, I want every single thing that could satisfy my human sense. Then I watched all of the Dragon Ball movies and seasons as well. BoJack, Android 13, Turles, Cooler, Metal Cooler, Janemba, Lord Slug, you name it. I will never miss watching the Indonesian dub Dragon Ball, which only airs one episode per week. I watched Keroro, The Law of Weki, I Shield 21, and even the first airing of Hunter x Hunter back in 2011 on Animax. It was the best period of my life. At this point, I kinda realized, you know what? I guess watching anime is better than reading manga. I mean, you get the sounds, the movement, the colors, and everything. None of that black and white, static nonsense. And then I grew up. "13 years old, and you just entered middle school. And you know what the cool middle schoolers do? Not consuming any of that Japanese stuff." At this stage of my life, I just distanced myself from consuming any form of Japanese media. I prefer starting war against other Southeast Asian players in public lobbies, making sniper montage with free royalty metal music in the background, hoping that one day one of the biggest sniper clans will notice me. I didn't read manga anymore at this point, and the only anime that I watched were the ones that had just come out and were super hyped back then. I watched the first season of Attack on Titan, One Punch Man, a little bit of Dragon Ball Kai, and Scat Dance, just because my sister told me to. I watched all of it alone and never talked to anyone about it. And then that's it. That's the only anime title that I watched in middle school. And then I grew up. High school. The peak of life according to most rom-com anime. During this time you'll make friends for life, meet the love of your life, and have the best time of your life while pretending you've got it all figured out. First year, nothing happens. Second year, nothing happens. I just spend my time hanging out with the boys and puffing out cigarettes like any other Indonesian teen. Well, to be fair, I did some of those mandatory cultural festival things in every slice of life anime, and I even had my share of experience with the student council as well, but overall, nothing really happened. And then your name came out. Back then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna give this one a shot, and oh my god, I didn't know an anime could be this good. Then I watch almost every single thing that I could watch, trying to emulate that first sensation when I watch Your Name. I'm like that edgy kid who just found out the top 50 movies of all time list according to IMDb. I was addicted like crack. I will even make my persona based on the anime that I watched at that time. Call me Jotaro, call me Hachiman, call me like Yagami. And then I realized, shit, I think I like watching anime again. And then I graduated. Going into uni, I was starting to fed up with this high school nonsense. You know what? I'm an adult. I don't need that high school nonsense anymore. Just give me the real good stuff. Just give me an anime where the main characters are in uni. And then, during my first year of uni, the unthinkable happened. It was as if God had answered my prayers. It was the time when the first season of Rent a Girlfriend aired. Back then I thought, damn, this show has some potential. Even Giga will agree with my take back then. Right, Giga?
I put Rent a Girlfriend over Jujutsu Kaisen.
I've never watched an anime where the MC would rent a girlfriend, if you get me, before, so the concept was fresh for me. And the characters just started going to uni as well. And that is just what I was looking for at that time. So I watch it, like it, and even talk to my friends about it. Boys, what do you think of the male MC? He's kinda relatable, right? And then the show finished airing. Which, to be honest, it did leave me feeling empty at the time. And I was curious about how the story would go, like, will this guy stop being a bitch? Will he end up in a real relationship with Chizuru? Will the other girls just stop hanging around that incel? It's just, when you have such a strong first season in mind, you have endless possibilities for how things will continue. And for you to actually know how things or the story will continue, there's usually only one way to do that. You have to read the manga. What? Now I gotta read the manga? I don't know, man. I just prefer animations and voices over black and white drawings. But I don't think season 2 will come out soon. Yeah, but the manga also has like 150 chapters ongoing. I don't even know if I will enjoy reading something. I'll probably stop after one chapter, I guess. At the time, despite my inner doubts that I would not be able to enjoy reading manga, I took a deep breath, let my mind clear for a while, and then made a decision. I'm going to read the manga. 1 chapter, 5 chapters, 10 chapters, 50 chapters in, seconds, minutes, hours, days and weeks passes. As time goes on, chapters go by, in the blink of an eye. I've caught up with the latest chapter. I've reached a point that I thought was impossible to reach. All sorts of emotions were coming right through me. Joy, happiness, satisfaction, pride. But one emotion stood up the most, to the point that I still remember that sensation as clearly today. I felt like shit. Do you know why I felt like shit? It's because there isn't any progress at all. Imagine reading through a full more than 150 chapters just to find out things were just exactly the same as before. Well, to be fair, the Dying Grandma film arc was kinda promising, and I thought the story was gonna get better after that. But that does not disregard the fact that things do not change at all. He's still a shit, she's still a bitch, she's still annoying, she's dumb as hell at this point, she's... Okay, I can let you go. I was just pissed off thinking about the amount of time and energy I've wasted. But then, I came across one famous quote that got me wondering. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I repeat, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Despite the trash that I receive at the end, throughout the journey I've realized one thing. I've kinda enjoyed reading manga again. Like I used to, back when I was a kid. The fact that I was able to push through 150 chapters of trash was proof of it, right? Right? Then I read around 300 chapters of Komi Can Communicate, which became one of my favorite rom-com of all time. There was a time as well when I read 200 chapters of Tokyo Revengers just in span of 24 hours. And then I dropped it because of the dark impulse. And I read all of these amazing stuff that were available or even exclusively available in a manga format. It's like bringing yourself out to a newly unlocked area. And just after that, after 10 plus years, I can finally say with confidence, shit, I think I like reading manga again.
He's handsome. Who is he?
That's me.
I think as we grow older, one of the most important things is to keep that inner child alive, or to rediscover the things that you used to enjoy as a kid. It's legit one of the best ways to shine through these uncertain and hazy times of my life. And I'm certain it will work on anyone too. It's never too late, and you should never feel ashamed to do so. Rediscovering my joy in reading manga was my case for that. And without any hint of shame, I gotta say, thank you, Rent-A-Girlfriend. Without reading that piece of garbage, I think it would have taken me a much longer time to rediscover my childhood hobbies, or worse, never at all. It's such a sad thought for me to never be able to experience such a great medium. So, what was the moral lesson of this video again? Read a trashy rom-com, realize that you're just wasting your time, realize that you actually enjoy reading, and read some actual good stuff. And from there, ladies and gentlemen, you will start to notice the beauty of life. And realize that you just wasted your time listening to some guy yapping about how Rent-A-Girlfriend saved his life. And that is why the title of this video is Crazy How Trash Could Lead You to Goldmine.